Hello, WealthLab 8 users, Glitch here. Today we're going to talk about what's new and changed in WealthLab 8 build 32. So let's get started. The first thing is WealthLab's backtesters processing of same bar exit orders has been improved a little bit for this one specific case. So a same bar exit is where you enter a position and you initiate either a stop and or limit exit on the same bar that you entered. So in this case, if your entry was a market order, then everything is fine. The same bar exit, whether it's a stop or a limit, can be evaluated based on the fact that you entered at the market open price, so no problem there. The issue is if the entry order itself is a stop or a limit order, then there's some ambiguity. We don't know, based on only the single bar's data, whether that same bar exit, say it's a profit target, could have been hit, depending on how the bar wound up moving that day. So the ramification of that is basically this. We see a strategy with this unrealistic looking equity curve because what it was doing is it was using a limit order to enter the position, and it was using a same bar limit order to exit at a profit target. And let's examine one of the trades closely to see what was happening here. So this little circle near the low of the bar was the limit entry, and then this green circle was the same bar exit profit target, 5%, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 5%. So could the price on this bar have opened here and then gone down to hit our limit and then gone back up to get our exit and then gone back down to close at this level? It's possible, but it's highly unlikely. So we changed the backtester to not count this as a triggered same bar exit. And let me put in I'm going to remove this comment here to get this change back into place, and we're going to run that same strategy again, and we will see what the difference is. Okay, so here we are back up and running with the change to the backtester in place. I'm going to open up that strategy again and run it and see the effect. So the equity curve is not nearly as good as it was before. So this is now taking the more realistic assumption that that particular same bar exit would not have got filled. In order for same bar exits to get filled, and now let's take a look at positions and see if we can find a same bar exit that got filled. Here we go. So in order for a same bar exit to fill, the closing price of the bar has to now reach the same bar exit price. So here we can see the bar actually opened here below our limit. So we did enter here at the open, and then this is the 5% exit, and then the price closed here above the exit. So if you happened to have any strategies that use limit orders for your entries and same bar exit orders, please check them again with build 32. Okay, next, the strategy rankings tool has undergone some simplifications. We eliminated the grouping in this tool, so it's much more intuitive. You simply drag over a folder or a single strategy. The strategies appear here. You can now correctly scroll them in the list. You can also switch to your list view. You can, for example, let me sort by date and select a couple strategies. Then you can right click, drag those strategies into the rankings tool. Whenever you click run back tests now, all of the strategies in the list will be run. And so you're always comparing the same results based on your data set, scale, backtest range, and position size here. So that is the simplification and fixing of the scrolling issue in the strategy rankings tool. Next, let's take a look at Volker's favorite feature of WealthLab, the walk forward optimization. So I opened up a strategy here. I'm going to click optimize. I will turn off this parameter because I don't want to run 1,000 permutations. Let's only run 100 for this example. And let's go to walk forward tab. So here in the walk forward tab, the first thing you'll notice is that the out of sample percent now accepts decimals. Previously it didn't. Also, we have a new button here, WFO Data Range Wizard. So the walk forward optimization works by establishing a number of intervals, windows, where a certain percentage of the data is in sample and then another remaining percentage is out of sample. So previously you had to specify the number of intervals, then you would specify the percentage of out of sample data that you were interested in, and then you would load the history, and then it would show you the date ranges of the windows. Well, one of our requests was it's a little bit cumbersome to do it this way. I'd rather just specify the ranges in some kind of time interval. So we added this new wizard. You click here, you give it the number of intervals you're going to use, let's say 4, and then you could specify your frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. I'll say monthly, and I'll say I want my in-sample range to be 12 months and my out-of-sample, let's say 6 months. So here it automatically calculates the correct out-of-sample percent that you need and also tells you the data range that you need. So you click OK, it actually loads that data range, and you now here have your intervals all set up and ready to go. You can then just optimize using those intervals. So that's the walk forward optimization data range wizard enhancement for build 32. And last but not least is, let's go to the standard optimization here. And I am going to run this standard optimization. So let's run 100 back tests of those 2-parameter permutations. So now we're done. Here's our results. So if you did optimizations previously, you'll remember that there was a whole interface here on the right for working with filters. The issue was these filter sets, as we call them, are used not only here, but also in the genetic strategy evolver. So we created a new tool, the filter sets. So if you go to Tools, Filter Sets, you can open up that tool to manage your filter sets. The other way to do it is to, right here from within this list, you can use this new button, Push the Results to the Filter Set tool. So I will click that. So my results are now all pushed into this new isolated standalone tool that lets you manage your filter sets. So here I can see the results of the optimization, just like I could previously. But the difference is I can click on one of the filters, let's say here, spring roll. His filter, I removed some of the conditions here, but the condition I left is Sharp ratio has to be greater than or equal to 0.3. And we can immediately see that there are 7 observations in my 100 results here where that's the case. And if I scroll, the 7 observations are actually highlighted. So this tool lets us easily and visually check the effect of a filter. So I can even click on this criteria and I can edit it here. Let's say I want to change it to 0.5. So now only one observation, this one right here. And if I Scroll a little bit, I'll see, yeah, Sharp ratio of this one is 0.55. So you can see the effects of your filter. When you're happy with the change of the filter, you can click Save. So the filter set is saved. Now if I go back to my optimization window and I apply that filter, let's select it here and click this checkbox to filter the results, we have only that one observation here in the view. So that's nicely isolated now into the filter sets tool. Okay, so let's see how the new filter set tool integrates with the genetic strategy evolver. Let's open up a new evolver window, and running this on TQQQ and SQQQ 60-minute data. Let's let it go for a couple of generations and then stop it. I'm using the same spring roll filter, which is based on Sharp ratio. Normally, I would use the evolver with my default evolver filter or low drawdown evolver filter, but for the sake of this demo, let's just stick with this one. All right, I'm going to click the stop now and let it finish off the generation it's working on, and now it's stopped. So we can see a number of the strategies were filtered out, and oftentimes it's a little bit concerning. You see a strategy that looked really good and profitable, and then it disappears. Well, why did it disappear? We can now click the push results to filter set tool, just like we did before, and we could see all of the strategies. The ones that did not make it through the filter are still visible, but they're dimmed out. So pretty cool new feature. So we can see here Sharp ratio. The strategies that did make it through have a Sharp ratio that's higher than the 0.5 filter that we defined. So there you go. The filter set's now nicely isolated into its own tool, and even providing some more insight into the way that the strategy evolver works. So that's it for build 32, everyone. Thanks for the support and thanks for watching, and see you all on the WealthLab forums.